and welcome to FERRI Unfiltered with me, Chris Ferry. Can't believe this. We're already in episode 3. It's actually insane. I'm getting used to where I'm looking here. I've got a camera, I've got a mic, I've got a muff. It's actually just another mic, but it looks like a muff. And yeah, I'm just getting set up for this. It's crazy how it's just went in the past 3 weeks. So obviously, first week did a wee intro. Second week, you seen and you heard my beautiful wife Laura on the podcast. And week 3, still no a fucking guest. No, I'm kidding on. Do you know what it is? I really want to get comfortable doing this first, and I want to be professional when I get a guest on. I want to make sure everything's running smoothly. I want to make sure I know how to set up, because I'm not going to lie, tonight it took me a good wee while to set up. I also spanked a couple of glasses of wine. But anyway, I want to make sure I'm proper set up for our first big guest. I loved having Laura as my first guest, and I wouldn't want anybody else. I'm planning on doing more. So I'm planning on arranging some guests in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how that goes. Obviously, everybody's wanting to go on this. Everybody. What am I going to talk about in episode 3? Well, you all know me as Chris Ferry, the guy that owns Ferry Fit. Now, I told you at the beginning of this, I wanted to become Chris Ferry again, and I want to let you know a wee bit more about me. And how did I get to, like I said in episode 1, how did I get to where I am just now? And as we've already been discussing, I went backpacking, things like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you before the backpacking. I'm going to take you before quick fits. I'm going to take you back before then. And I'm just going to sort of tell you, like, part of it's actually really good foundations for me. Like I'm saying to you, I want to make everything feel professional, run professional. If I have a guest on the show, I want them to feel like, do you know what, this guy fucking knows what he's talking about. Part of that is one of my first jobs, and that to me set a fantastic bar for me to always sort of like aim for, and always sort of make sure that any of my clients or members get the best possible customer experience. Obviously, if someone's coming to the podcast, but you could probably say it's a customer experience. I mean, you're asking them on your podcast, so you want to make them feel welcome. You want to make them feel like important, and that's what this is all about. So we're going to skip back. I'm not going to skip back right back. Now, I tried for hundreds of jobs when I was in school. I tried for loads. My mum took me to Mataland to get me one of my first jobs, and I went upstairs and I was like, Mum, I don't want to go for a job in Mataland. Mum was like, look, you're no sitting about this house all the time, so I've got your bit more or less filled in your application for Mataland, so you're gone. Drove me up to Mataland and Wishaw. Off I went. Was it Wishaw? Wishaw or Coatbridge, one of them. And I went, and the girl says, so why do you want to work in Mataland? I was like, I don't. I was like, my mum's down the stairs. I says, my mum wants me to work in Mataland. I don't want to work in Mataland. Hence to say that I didn't get that job. Now, I went for another job. It was in a fish factory. Didn't get that. It was gutting fish. My mate got that. He hated it. Thank God I didn't get it. And do you know, I applied for Slater Menswear. Now, I didn't think I would get that either. And I went, met the guy, done my interview, says I was successful there and then. I was delighted. Skipped out of there. It's like, get rocking about in suits in here. This is going to be amazing. Anyway, I'm going to take you back to my first day. Now, I tell this story. People don't believe it, and it's a genuine story, and we'll share it with you just now. So my first day, off I go. Trousers, shirt, tie, rock into Slater's, and I go to the reception, and I see on the card, and it says you have to meet Mr. Jones. So I go up to the desk and I was like, hi there, I have to see Mr. Jones. And the girl goes, yeah. Tom Jones is he'll be there with you just now. Is this your first day? I was like, Tom Jones? Taking the piss. And I was like, okay, right, that's fine. Off I went upstairs, met Tom Jones, who was the manager of the store. I was like, okay. So he took me around, and he says, I'm just going to, while I was there, he goes, I'm just going to introduce you to some people while you're here. And he's like, oh, this is, I can't remember what position the man had, and he was like, this is Harry Butt. And I was like, it's Tom Jones and Harry Butt. This is taking the piss over here. He says, and this is, anyway, follow me down here, take me up to another floor. This is introducing me to people and that. And this is Willie Mould. It's like Harry Butt, Willie Mould and Tom Jones. It's like, fucking taking the piss out of me. Anyway, I said, don't say anything, just go with it. Off I went. So I went round the shop and everything like that, and I'm going round. Went to Suits, done my shift at a couple of shifts. I didn't do a shift at Suits. I'd done a couple of hours at Suits. How do you do? Can you sell the suits? Let's try this. Right, okay. Because you're very young, he says. So what I'd like to actually do is, we're going to take you down the stairs, and I'm going to take you to casual wear. I feel you're probably more suited down there. It's all guys about your age. Right, okay then. Went down the stairs, and he goes, okay, so this is who's going to be looking after you today. This is Tony Blair. And I went, right. No way. Come on. The guy's name was Tony Blair. Lovely guy. But what is the chances in that in your first day meeting Tom Jones, a Harry Butt, a Willie Mould, and a Tony Blair? I mean, there you go. That was my first day in Slaters. And anyway, it's potentially one of the best jobs I had. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I still keep close to loads of people that worked in there. And I mean, I worked in there when I was 17, 18. Well, at the moment, I'm still 33. I mean, this is, I'll get, my birthday's next week. In case I didn't tell you last week, it's next week. I'm just saying. But I mean, it was one of the best jobs. And the reason I say that is customer service. It was just so customer service driven. Everything was yes sir, no sir. You were taught, like, when you're getting customers or suits, when the kids were there, you gave them a goodie bag, you made sure the kids were entertained, you made sure you were giving their partner a chocolate, you made sure when they were giving them the suits, you gave them the right options, you knew how to compliment everything. I was very, very fortunate. My friend Ross, I'll tell you stories about Ross. He was one of the most amazing men ever. He sadly passed away. Can't believe it was a year ago, and he showed me so much in there, to the point where I still match my boxers and my socks to my shirt and tie, and like if I'm wearing a t-shirt, my boxers and my socks need to match my t-shirt, and I've drummed that into me. That was because of Ross and because of Slaters, and I met amazing people. I had great times, many a party, but I was always the pup, and it was really good, and that's what set me up. And I always said, if I ever had my own place, that's the bar. Do you know what I mean? That's the bar that you might hit. You know what I mean? You want to be that sort of customer focused, they like they are. So that was one of my first jobs. Really, really loved it. Stayed there for quite some time. Went to college, and when I was at college, I was ready to sign up to do sports coaching. I was going to do sports coaching. And it was a day of signing up. I changed my mind last minute because there was a guy a couple of years above me, was rocking about in a Honda Type R, was making loads of money. I was 17, 18, and I thought, I want to do that. And I changed last minute, and I went to architectural technology. Sorry, I'm moving this camera. Architectural technology I done. I was shite at it. I just wasn't interested in it. It was all CAD, couldn't be arsed with it. Fell asleep at the bus stop, and many a time used to tell my mum and dad, of course, college was great today, I really, really enjoyed it. Shite. End up I done full time in Slaters. That's what done that. And then I was offered an apprenticeship with a heating and gas company. I was going to be your heating and gas engineer. Hi there, I'm just here to service your boiler. Why I would say it in that accent, I don't know. But anyway, that's what I was set up to do. Now, I thought I was on to a winner here. My dad thought I was on to a winner. Funny enough, they ended up being absolute cowboys I was working for. So, it wasn't the best experience. Didn't particularly like it. The manager, not the head guy, the guy below it, the guy that was the manager, sort of like told my family that I was basically, this was going to be me. I was going to put me through a, what do you call it? Obviously, like, no modern apprenticeship. Obviously, I was a bit older, so I wasn't like just coming out of school. So I was maybe 18 more. Like, he was like, oh, you're going to be like going through an apprenticeship. You're a wee bit older, but look, we're going to fast track you. We're going to do all of this. And It wasn't. I was a storeroom guy. That's what I was doing. And the guy was a fanny. The guy was an absolute fanny I worked for. He was just a horrible human being who was completely into like bondage porn, which I found out as well. Like when I was on, by the way, I'm not farting. That's my chair. I'm moving on. Like one day I had to sit and I had to do loads of the admin. They asked me, look, you've done all the jobs in the yard. Can you come in and help us with some of the admin? Can you get some of the jobs in the system? I was like, aye, that's fine then. Came in, was doing some of the jobs, and up popped up some deviant porn that he was on. After that, he hated me, didn't particularly like me, and then after that, I didn't particularly like the job. Loads of things, so I ended up leaving, and that's how I ended up in QuickFit, and that's where I was until obviously I decided to go backpacking. So yeah, there you go. That was just a wee brief summary of where I got to. Obviously, when I get back for backpacking, now we'll review all our backpacking stories when we get Laura back on, because I can't tell it without Laura. I get back for backpacking, and I swore I never wanted to do a job that I hated. I'd wake up in the morning and I would do a job that I was passionate about, and I'd wake up every single day and I'd want to do that. Now, when I first came back, I couldn't get a job, so I was a bit snookered with that one. QuickFit offered me my job back. I wasn't interested in that, so I went and got a job in recruitment. Funny enough, I worked with Hayes Recruitment, which was, again, beyond shite. I absolutely hated it. I worked with a guy. He was just this horrible wee wanker. He was just a dick. He was leaving to go to the London office, and he'd built up this area, and they were taking me on to take over this area. And I worked in there for a while. I had my long David Guetta hair, and I thought this could be quite good. Getting people into jobs, helping them, hopefully giving them full-time jobs. It wasn't like that. They were just arses, and it just wasn't for me, to be honest with you. Now, when I came back, I knew it wasn't for me, and when I was back, I was already thinking about doing personal training. Now, this all started when I used to train, when I came back from backpacking. I'd finish my job in Hayes, and I'd drive to the Aquatech, and I would do my weight session, and I was in there one day, and one of the girls I went to, she was a year above me at school, came up to me and she's like, "You're in here all the bloody time." I'm like, "I know, just Laura's doing back shifts in the bank, so I just thought, why not? Know what I mean? I enjoy training. I want to get back into it. I'd lost an absolute power of weight after being backpacking." And she's like, "Have you ever thought about doing personal training?" And I was like, "Me do personal training?" I was like, no, never thought about doing personal training. She's like, "Why no?" And I was like, "Oh, blah 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 blah," hitting away all the excuses. Now, this girl was a firewoman. She knew that I'd always wanted to join the fire brigade. Part of the reason why I went backpacking, I'd applied for the fire brigade, and my dad's friend says to me, "Look, it's going to get knocked back. You don't have any life experience. Go and do something." My idea was, let's go backpacking. Anyway, I says to her, I was like, "Really?" She was like, "Look, a lot of firemen have got other jobs, so why don't you look at going away and doing even your level 2 gym instructor, and then doing like your level 3 personal training? That's what I do, and I make my extra income from doing that. And I mean, you're clued up already in what you're doing. You're fit. Look, why don't you give it a bash?" And I'm like, "Nah." I was like, who would pay me to personal train them?" She went, "Well, I get paid for personal training." I was like, "I don't have like a gym, like I could PT out." She went, No. I do home PT." And I was like, "All right." And she went, "Look, come out with me, and we'll go round a couple of my clients' houses, and you can watch me home PT. What I'll do is I'll message them, make sure they're all right with it, and let's go for it." So I was like, right, why not? Do you know what I mean? I've just been backpacking in the world. I'm open to these new ideas. Let's just go for it. Me and my David Guetta here. So yep, let's go for it. So off we went. Met her, picked me up, took me out of clients, but a lot of our clients were in South Lanarkshire, and I watched her home PT. And I was like, I could totally do this. Like, this is actually isn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. So I went to my mum and dad, and I was at them obviously like, I hate this recruitment. I have no money whatsoever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the bank and I'm going to get a bank loan, or I'm going to get a loan or something, and I'm going to go and do my personal training course. It's a good couple of grand, and then I actually think I could make a career of this, but it's going to set me up for the fire brigade, because if I become a PT, it shows I went backpacking, I've got another job, I'm fit, I know how to get people fit, and I know how to stay fit, and do you know what, I'm going to smash the fitness tests. Then all I need to do is I need to focus on with the actual tests, like numeracy and whatever else it is. And my mum and dad were like, look, this sounds really, really good, and we'll help you out, we'll give you the money, and you just pay us back. And I was like, right, sure? They were like, look, yes, go for it. Like, you've just been away travelling, I think it's a time for like a new career. So I was like, right, okay then. And that's what I did. So that's what started me into personal training. Personal training course, I did a lot of weekends. It was like, I don't know if it was like 2 weekends a month I had to do, and it was like loads of home studying, online studying, and stuff like that. Now, during that time, I was obviously working in Hayes. I was doing my recruitment, hated it. I'm not going to lie, I more or less get fired because I went to tea in the park, and when I came back, they hated the fact I had my long hair. They hated the fact I wore bracelets. They told me to constantly take off my bracelets. I still wear my bracelets today. It was just like they were nitpicking. They didn't want me there. I didn't want to be there. I just, at the end of the day, I knew I was going to get sacked. They took me into a room. They were talking to me about stuff, and I went, look, pretty obvious here. You don't want me here. I don't want to be here. I don't want it in my records if I get fired. Let's just say I left, right? So anyway, that was me. I was set up to go and do my personal training course, and knew I was without a job. How was I going to pay to go to Edinburgh every weekend, or every second weekend, to do my personal training? So what I did was I went for a job as a van driver, just doing deliveries, and went to a recruitment company in Motherwell who offered me a job as somebody to interview the people coming in for jobs, to put them into, not do the full recruitment, but to sort of like suss them out and put them into what they wanted to be. I didn't particularly want to do that. I wanted to do the van driving job. Anyway, did that for a while. They were absolute shysters. When that snow hit, remember the big massive snow when everyone went to a standstill? Now that must be obviously about 10 years ago now. Remember it? It was wild. Everybody's car was snowed in. People were having to sleep in their work and that. That was that time. So I was there. When that snow hit, they more or less phoned me and went, by the way, you don't have a job anymore. I was like, you're actually having a laugh, man. This is snookering me again for my PT stuff. I worked in a building site for the people I was actually sending jobs to. So I phoned them up. I was like, look, I have no work. Like, they were like, you know the guy that was doing the recruitment? I was like, aye. I says, but I have no work now. Give me a job. They were like, right, okay then. When can you start? Got me in a couple of days. It wasn't 4 or 5 days. It was like 2-3 days now and again. It helped me though. I was used to living in nothing anyway. Did that. Still studying. Guys in the site sitting saying to me, the hell's a PT? Personal trainer? Personal trainer? No chance. No chance. Stupidest job in the world. Stupidest job in the world. Who in their right mind would pay you? Look at you. You're built like a side of a fiver. Who's gonna pay you for PT? What do you know? And I was like, I don't know. Hopefully someday, one day, right? Or maybe if I can just get a job in a gym. From there, I got a job. I just started applying for things, and I got a job in a fuel card company. Now, the guy was sound. I went to a recruitment company, told him about my recruitment jobs. He offered me to work with them doing recruitment. I was like, no way, I am not doing this again. So he says, look, I've got a job in a fuel card company. You've done sales and quick fit. It's a call centre. Like, I know you didn't want to do a call centre. It's obviously not going to be for the long run, because you're also going to do personal training, work in gyms. look, get a bash, wee man, see how you think. I was like, right, okay then. Went to the job, and it was, as it says in the tin, you were literally phoning up companies. I had the yellow pages, I opened the book, phoned companies, and was like, hi there, upselling fuel cards to them. Now, it's actually crazy, like one of my old managers is now a member of the gym, Colleen, and it's great, and she was the nicest person in there. That, I mean, Dodgy Dave was great as well, but that is insane how all these things come about. So anyway, I did my job, I did my work in there, and I hated it again. I hated it. It was just, I just didn't like it. And that was the thing. It was one of the strange experiences. I was like, I'm never doing a job I hate. I'm never doing a job I hate. And boom, every single job I hated. I hated it. But at the same point, I knew all I wanted to do was become a personal trainer. I'm not going to lie. Now, see this fuel card company, one of the managers, she was, I can't remember her name, she used to go about and square go some of the women on the phone. I remember this. I was just sitting there with my roll, just sitting there with my roll at lunchtime, and she's pulling the headsets off this woman and ripping the computer off her. It's a wee call centre in Motherwell. It was in like a wee office, and I'm just sitting there going, this shit isn't real, man. This cannot be happening. And I remember the next morning after that, still with my mum and dad, get in my car, drove my car, went to go into the car park, and I went, actually, can you do this? And just drove. I drove to like, I think it was something like Cumbernauld or something like that. And I was working in Motherwell, and I went away and I got a roll and a paper, and I just, and a can of Iron Brew, and I just sat reading my paper, everything like that. And I went, then it got to about 10, half 10, I was supposed to start at 9:15, and just rocked in. They were like, oh, where were you? And I went, oh, I just got in my car and I drove, and I went to Cumbernauld for a roll and a can of Iron Brew, and I thought I'd come back. They laughed. They thought I was kidding on. I wasn't kidding on. I didn't want to go. So during that, by the way, I'm sorry, Colleen, if you're hearing this and you think I'm an absolute dick, that genuinely did happen. So during this time, I was applying for everything under the sun. Every gym under the sun. I'd now got my level 2 qualification. I'd been studying with a company called Premier. They're now called Premier, NASM Premier Global. Now, I studied there in Edinburgh, so I used to go through every week. Great course. It was really, really good. The lectures were brilliant. Learnt loads. I felt they were very, very like hands-on, not physically, hands-on with you, but look, teaching you so much. Things at some points they probably didn't even need to teach you. But like any job, you were only going to learn about being a good gym instructor or being a good PT by working in a gym. Now, I needed to get in a gym. So, I went back and I decided that I was going to try everything, try every centre possible. I was very, very fortunate. There's a fantastic gym literally just beside my house now, but it was just up the road to me in New Stevenson, and it was the legend Mick Battersby that owned this gym. Now, I went in and I just was like to Mick, I want to work in, I work now in a fuel card company. I hate it. I don't want to do it for the rest of my life. I want to work in a gym. Can you help me? And he went, you can shadow in here if you want. I can't give you a job. I was like, that'd be amazing. He went, right, come in Tuesday night, and you can see there was a guy called Jimmy at work there as well at the time, and we'll give you a hand. So great. Sure enough, I worked with Jimmy. I done body fats and measurements and learned about nutrition. Mick ran me through all the training. I cleaned protein cups, protein shakers, sold bars, sold post workouts, get flung into training with the older guys, like making sure I knew what I was doing. And I did that for months, nearly a year. And I did that while I actually got my first step in a gym. Now, I worked, as I say, in that fuel card company, and I was applying for every gym under the sun. And what had happened was, I took my application to every North Lanarkshire leisure gym, and I wasn't getting anywhere. I took them to every private gym, I wasn't getting anywhere. So I'd started working through my list. So I had my shadow shift with Mick, and I'd went to one of the guys called Ants. Ants used to work in the Aquatech, and he now owned his own gym. So one night after the working in the call centre, I phoned Ants and I was like, look, I really want to get into the gyms. I'm backpacking now. Would you please consider even giving me some shadow shifts? And he went, look, Chris, come up and see me. Come and do a shadow shift. So I went out, I did a shadow shift or two with him. He went, look, I'd like to give you a wee job. How would you like to come up on a Wednesday night? And I was like, right, okay then. I'll work way back on a Tuesday. I could come to you on a Wednesday. This is great. And he said, right, fine. Just come straight after your work then. So finish there at 5:30. Come up here and start at 6. Bang on. That's fine then. And that was me. First foot in the gym. Thank you to Anthony Murray and Mick Battersby. Now, they two on your CV is amazing. Now, they're very, very knowledgeable men and they're amazing at what they do. So I decided what I'm going to do is, I've now got my CV. I'm going to ask you two if I can be references on it. I'm going back around all the gyms. That's what I did. So I went back around all the gyms, North Lanarkshire, and all the private ones, and I still had fuck all. So I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted. I didn't know what to do. So one day I went to the Ravenscraig, and I knew that was the biggest hub. So I went up there. I had my CV in my hand again, third attempt. I had a book. I had my phone. Phones back then were shit. You never had anything on them. So I went up to reception. I says, hi there. I'm just wondering, is the gym manager in? They went, yes, he is. Yes, how can I help you? I says, oh, I'm just here. I've got my CV. I was just wondering if I could see him. Oh, 1 wee second. He's very, very busy just now. Could you come back another day? I says, oh, how long would it be? They went, oh, it'll be about 30 minutes. I was like, oh, that's fine. Whapped out my book. I was going to sit on that couch. Sat on the couch. And they were like, hi there. 10 minutes later. Hi there. Gym manager says it'll be maybe about 40 minutes. And I was like, oh, it's fine. This book's really good. I don't mind. And I sat. So I sat and sat. It wasn't 40 minutes. 20 minutes later, he came down the stairs. And he was like that to me, you weren't for going anywhere, were you? I was like, nope. And I was like, he's like, right, come on upstairs. So I sat and he says, so you're looking for a job in the gym? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, right, okay. Can I see your CV? Show me my CV. Both. Mick Battersby, Anthony Murray, Jim Clacker. That was my references. Boom, boom, boom. And he's like, wait a minute, you've worked with all three of them? I was like, Shadow Mike on a Tuesday, work with Ants on a Wednesday, Shadow Jimmy Tuesday or a Thursday, doing body fats measurements. Yeah, how long have you been doing that for? That's about 6 months plus, maybe more. Oh, longer with Mick, say so, even longer. Right, okay. So you've got gym experience then? Yeah, I've got gym experience, yeah. And you've got your level 3? Yep. When can you start your first shadow shift? In here. When do you want me? He said, I want you in Saturday back shift. That's fine. Boof, that was me. I was in with North Lanarkshire. Thank you to Thomas Mackerel doing that. Now, got in there, brilliant start. I took every shift under the sun. Now, I worked in that fuel car company Monday to Friday, 9:15, me being late probably, 9, till 5:30. I took any shift possible. Now that became to the point where I would finish it at 5:30 and start another one at 2:15 or 6 o'clock. I worked every weekend, back shift near enough, because nobody wants to work a back shift weekend in the gyms. I did, I took them. So I worked them Saturday, Sundays in there. So I was doing 7-day weeks, doing double shifts most days. Very, very rarely wasn't doing a double shift. Kept my shadow shifts, because he respected Mick and Jimmy, kept that, kept working for Ants, kept them all. And I did that for ages, to the point where there's only straws that will break the camel's back. And I started trying other gyms. So I worked in Bells Hill if they wanted me. I worked in the Trist. I worked in Cumbernauld. Worked in Airdrie, Wishaw. Any of these centres that would take me, I went to it, because it could be my foot in the door for a full-time contract. And this is what started happening. I started getting my name in the books, started becoming a reliable casual member of staff, and one day I got a phone call on my lunch break when I was in that fuel car company, and one of the managers, Anne, phoned me and she says, look Chris, I've got like 3 to 4 weeks of casual shifts here, would you be interested in them? And I was like, yeah. And she went, it's not a full-time job or anything like that. She goes, it's just, can you do these? It's going to be maybe during when you're working, so I don't want to. And I went, no, I'll take it. And she went, no, I'm not looking for you to quit your job. I was like, You know, honestly, it's not going to take much for me to quit this job. Like, I'll take them. I don't care if I don't have it. I'll find work after that in another gym. Trust me, I'll just take all your shifts, and that's what I did. I took all these shifts in Bells Hill and Matt Busby, Ravenscraig, everything. Did that, and that was me. I was in the door. I was doing programs. I was building my name up about personal training, and Jimmy and Mick finally says to me, "Look, you're doing a lot of shifts in these other gyms now. I think you're ready to take on your first client." And I was like, oh, I think you're jumping the gun a wee bit here. And they're like, "Look, Chris, take on one client." So I'd been asked to, loads of people had asked the PT, listen to me, loads of people had asked the PG with me. People had asked the PT with me, and I kept saying no because I didn't think I was ready. But at the same point, you're never going to be ready until you actually give it a bash. And that's what I done. So I went for it. I just went for it, and I took on one client and trained her outside. It was all outdoor training. I had my, what did I have at the time? I had my Honda Astra, my Vauxhall Astra. My dad put a bit of wood in the bottom of it, so I put my kettlebells, and I had 2 kettlebells and I had a medicine ball, and I did that, and I started PTing people from their houses. Took on one, give the girl amazing results, and anything I wasn't unsure, I went back to people that knew more than me, and I spoke to them, and that's how it just started building. It started building from there. Took on another client, really good results. Took on another one, great results. Started going from there. And then loads of people started saying to me, especially Laura, "Why don't you do these boot camps everybody's doing?" And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, man. That's quite a lot of people. Just like, look, why don't you try it? So I says to Ants that I was thinking about doing it, and obviously he was used to doing classes, so he started putting me into some classes in his gym, showed me how they run, how to do it, put me into situations. One day I walked into the gym, they went, "Right, Chris, you're running this class tonight." And I'm like, "I've never done a class." And he was the one that says to me, "You are never going to grow unless you start pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. Start doing it." Right? And he's like, "Your first one might be shite, but see, at the end of the day, you're just going to learn." And that's what I've done ever since. I've constantly just made myself uncomfortable and doing things and just going for it and learning as I go. So that's what I did. I went and did my first boot camp, and it was down in North Road in Bells Hill. I had, as I say, 2 kettlebells. Pointless because I had more people. So I used a medicine ball and I had a set of cones, and I was going to use Bells Hill Boys Club. I was all set up, I was ready to go. But me, being the absolute fanny that I was, did not check that there was any football on that night. There was a football game on, so my arse collapsed. I didn't know what to do. I had all these friends and family all turning up to do my first ever boot camp, and I didn't know where to go. Now, luckily, Laura lived down the North Road in Bells Hill, so she was like, "Look, there's a park across the road, it's good enough, it'll be big enough area, let's use that." So I went, set it out, had a couple of cones, and I say a couple of cones, I think I had 6 cones, and I had a medicine ball, and I actually had something like 16 people at my first boot camp, and I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? But I just fell into it, and it just, one of the moments where everything just feels right. That's the way it felt. That's the way that boot camp felt. It just felt right. I felt that this is what I was supposed to do. This is what I knew I could be good at, and I knew that I could make a career out of this. And that's what I did. I did my first boot camp down there at North Road, and do you know that boot camp will be 10 years old next year? The first ever one. So I've been in the game a wee while now, and I still love what I do. And you know what? I love sharing what I did, and I love sharing my fails and triumphs, and it's good because see now with new PTs coming in, it's good to talk to them and tell them these things. It's good to tell them that there's going to be when coaches come in now, they're going to be uncomfortable doing certain things, classes, one-on-one, group PT, training. Some men don't like training men because they find men intimidating. They would rather train women, or some men find women intimidating, so they would rather train men. Women coaches don't like training women; they prefer training men. Do you know what I mean? All these different things. All people, all coaches are different, and that's the beauty of this game. Everybody's different. Everybody's got something unique, and I always say people buy people. You know what I mean? You could come to PT and you'd be like, I don't particularly like them. I don't get the good vibe for them. It's not somebody I would click with. That's fine. It doesn't mean they're a bad coach. It just means they're not the right fit for you. The same as all the careers that I did. All the different careers were just not the right career for me. They're not bad careers. Recruitment's a fantastic job. Working in call centres is a great job. There's loads of potential, loads of moving up within the companies. Working in gyms as a gym instructor is not a bad job. It's a fantastic way of learning. It's a great way of meeting people. I love working in gyms. Hence why I own a gym now. Now, I don't want to bore you too much with this. I'm taking you to that level. That was my first step in. I am still a casual gym instructor. I've done my first boot camp. I've only got 2 clients at this point. I still clean protein shakers in advanced bodies. I still work in Auntie's gym, doing some classes. I'd done everything what gym instructors are supposed to. I was mopping showers, cleaning toilets, serving customers, doing everything. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I don't believe that you can be a good personal trainer until you're a good gym instructor. And that's the thing I'll always say. Now there's loads of people getting a qualification. That's same. They're the world's best PT. No, you're not. It's like joiners. You're not given a hammer and a nail and all of a sudden you are the best joiner in the world. You have an apprenticeship to do, and you have skills to learn, and you have to learn off of people. I still, to this day, make sure I am never the smartest one in my group. I learn from people that are not necessarily older, they could be younger, but maybe I learn off of them. I never pretend I know it all, because I don't. I'm still learning. Now, I'm climbing this mountain. It's a big mountain. So I'm going to share a story with you, because I want to. So before I do that, what I'll do is I'll just have a wee sip of my wine. It's very nice wine, by the way. Maybe we could start doing wine reviews. I don't know, we won't do this. Now, I read a lot. I listen a lot. I talk a lot as well. But I love things like TED Talks. I think they're so interesting because there's some topics on it, but I'd never listen to it in a million years. I'd never listen to him or her in a million years. But sometimes when you're out a walk, you do. Because it's in your pocket, flicks on it, and you're like, nah, let's just go with it and see where it takes us. This one took me on a fantastic wee journey the other day. Now, this was a monk, and he told a story about a man in a mountain. So I'm going to share this with you today. Now, this podcast is all about me practicing my reading out loud. So bear with me, as I may get some things wrong. But it's okay, because these things happen. This story, as I say, is about a man who lived close to a mountain. And every day he thought about it, and what it'd be like to climb that mountain, and what it'd be like to see the top of the peak. The day finally came when the man would set out on his journey to reach the top of that mountain. He arrives at the foot of the mountain and meets a traveller who's descending from the top of the mountain. So the man asks, "How did you get to the top of that mountain, and what did you see from the top?" So the traveller shares his path and also his view that he saw. However, the man thought the path that the traveller took sounded difficult and exhausting. So he decided to find another path and to take another before he took that trip to the top of the mountain. He continued to walk round the foot of the mountain until he found another traveller to ask the path that they took and what did they see. Once again, how did you get to the top of the mountain and what did you see? Again, the traveller shared his path and what he saw at the top. Confused about which path to take and how to go about it, the man decided to ask 30 more travellers, and he got 30 more different answers to his question. After talking to all the travellers, the man finally decided Now that I've heard all the stories on which path to take, and I see that I no longer feel any need to go up that mountain myself. Now, there is a motto behind this. There is no correct path in life. Copying the path of others won't get you to see clearly. It will create more mental strain for you by listening to other people's opinions and how they got to where they wanted to go to, and how you should get to where you need to get to. Okay, we need to learn to travel down our own path when trying to accomplish our own goals. This isn't to say that we don't learn from our mistakes along the way. I did. I'm just saying that, I did, by the way. However, I took what worked for me and what didn't work for me, and that's what you need to do with yourself. You need to see what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Is this going to be right for you? Is it not going to be right for you? Was that a mistake? Was it a mistake? Did you learn from it? Can you move forward from it? Now, all I'm trying to say is, don't take my word for these things, right? See for yourself while you're travelling your own path. Climb towards your peak to see even higher peaks, and see at the end of the day, everybody's mountain view is going to be completely different. All I'm trying to say is, if you've got an idea of where you want to go to, don't listen to other people. And see, to be honest with you, see when you think you get to the top, the view will be amazing. You'll turn round again and you'll see more that you want to climb. So all I'm trying to say to you today is, keep climbing that mountain. I've not climbed the top of my mountain, but the view I'm at just now is really nice. But I know the higher I go up, the view will just get more beautiful. So, that's me. I'm off to finish my wine. Thank you very much for listening to me. I am Chris Ferry. This is episode 3. I love you. Thank you. Au revoir.